So, children, as we have started this chapter, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, written by William Saroyan, we are going to discuss the line wise explanation in detail, and I'm going to explain each and every word which is important as far as the examination is concerned. So, without wasting any time, let us begin. So, this is the first paragraph which has started from one day back there in the good old days when I was 9 and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence. Now, who is I? I is Aram. Who is I? I is Aram, and his age is told in the story. What is his age? 9 years of age. So this is very much clear that I stands for Aram and 9 stands for the age which Aram belongs to. So, and life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. My cousin Murad, who was considered crazy by every day who knew him except me, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke me up tapping on the window of my room. So ultimately this paragraph literally means that Aram was very much, he was dreaming in the morning itself, and in the morning Aram was, when he was dreaming, Murad came and he shook him up and he tapped on the window of Aram's room. Tape means what? Tapping means he was just knocking at the window. Aram, he said. He stands for Murad. He stands for Murad. So Murad said, Aram. I jumped out of bed and looked out of the window. So Aram jumped out of the bed and looked out of the window. He rushed towards the window. I couldn't believe what I saw. I was not able to believe what I saw. I stands for Aram. Always I will stand for Aram. It was not morning yet, but it was summer, and with daybreak not many minutes around the corner of the world, it was light enough for me to know I was not dreaming. So ultimately this paragraph literally means that it was not a proper morning. It was, sun was about to dawn, dawn, which means sun was about to rise, and ultimately, but it was not as much as dark so that Aram cannot see anything. So in sequence we can understand that sun was about to rise, and yet it was not so dark as well. So we can understand that there was a little light in the morning, which you could correlate yourself in the morning 5 or 6 a.m. So it was like that situation, and his cousin Murad came sitting on a beautiful white horse. We can see my cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. I stuck my head out of the window and rubbed my eyes. Ultimately, Aram could not able to believe that Murad is standing in front of his eyes and he is riding a horse. Not only the horse, but also a white and a beautiful horse. Yes, he said in Armenian, it's a horse. You are not dreaming. Make it quick if you want to ride. So this line has been said by Murad. Murad says, yes, Aram, this is a horse. In which language he said this? In Armenian language, because they are living in California, nearby California, and in that particular area people used to speak Armenian language. Slightly it is very much similar with American language. So no, this is called Armenian language. It's a horse. You are not dreaming. Murad says, that Aram, you're not dreaming, it is the fact, it is the reality. If you want to ride this horse, please come out quickly, otherwise I will move from here. I knew my cousin Murad enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake. This is ironical sentence. Aram asserts that his cousin Murad enjoys his life very much, and in comparison to Murad, there is no one in this world who could enjoy as much as Murad does. But this was more than even I could believe, and this work, which work? The work of bringing the beautiful white horse in front of Aram, this work was so much unbelievable for Aram itself. In the first place, my earliest memories had been memories of horses, and my first longings had been longings to ride. This was the wonderful part. In the second place, we were poor. So ultimately, this paragraph asserts that Aram thinks that we should enjoy riding on a horse, but at the second phase of his life, he also realizes that they were facing the poverty, they were living below the poverty line. This was the part that would not permit me to believe what I saw. Ultimately, Aram is in a bit of confusion. He is in dilemma, and he is not expecting that this situation which is in front of my eyes, that Murad is riding a beautiful white horse, is it a true incidence which is there before my eyes? He is in a bit of confusion because they were poor. We had no money. Our whole tribe was poverty stricken. Every branch of the Garoglanian family was living in the most amazing and comical poverty in the world. So Aram is, he is introducing his Garoglanian family as well as his Garoglanian tribe, that this tribe is living throughout the globe in a very stricken way because they are living below the poverty line. Nobody could understand where we ever got money enough to keep us with food in our bellies. So people are confused that how we get money, how we collect food to fulfill our bellies. Bellies means stomach. Not even the old man of the family. And people are very much surprised that how we used to manage our elders so that we can feed them with food. Most important of all, though, we were famous for our honesty. This is very important. Altogether, in spite of facing bad days, sorrowful life, they were altogether honest because their family is famous for their honesty. We had been famous for our honesty for something like 11 centuries, even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we like to think was the world. So Aram is saying, on the behalf of William Saroyan, Aram is asserting that we were the wealthiest family. We used to be the wealthiest family before 11th century or during the 11th century, but now we are poor. Ultimately, this is the truth. This is the reality of the life. So there are three segments of life which is focused by William Saroyan. We will understand it. First is we were proud first. Garoglannian family, all the members of Garoglannian family used to be proud. This was their first step of life. Second, they were honest. Ultimately, they were honest. And third, that we believed in right and wrong. So first, they used to be proud of themselves. Second, they were honest. And third, on the third phase, they used to judge whether the condition or the situation is right or wrong. So these were the three segments, these were the three phases of their life, the members of Garoglannian family. None of us would take advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal. So Aram is trying to convince us, the readers, that none of us, means what? Nobody from Garoglannian family would take any advantage of anybody. So no one is going to, cheat anyone else in this world. And how, if there is no one who could cheat anyone, how we can steal something from anybody? After this, we are going to discuss in next video. Okay, so you have to read this paragraph, these all paragraphs which I explained right now, and in next video I am going to continue the same chapter. Till then, take care.